overdoing it because you can get stale, but having kind of starting out the year with an overall game plan of what your tournament schedule is going to be for the year. And I think you can play too much mentally at this age. But you've got to play matches if you want to do well at the big ones.
Right.
So I always try to play a couple of small events to get ready
for the bigger.
It doesn't always work out that you can do it,
Right.
but if you can, I think it helps.
Yeah, I agree.
So fitness, having a group of guys to work out, and a couple of days a week do some drills and stuff, and 2 or 3 days a week playing, and then having the ability to go play some events.
Right. I'm sorry, repeat that?
The first time you go to a national tournament, you're a little intimidated.
Right.
But if these guys that are thinking about it, if they'll just do it a few times, they'll see there's quite a few guys out there that they can beat. And that the best of players, do the same things they do. They double fall. But you've got to do it a few times. You can't go play your first national, get a bad draw, lose, and get discouraged.
Right.
You've got to do it.
Well, that's one of the good things about, at least here, and I think all the nationals, there's a consolation event. There's a back draw, so if you lose in the first round or your first match, you get a chance to play some more matches.
Right. And the other thing is, when you lose, get out on the practice courts. Ask somebody to hit with.
Right.
I've seen a lot of guys over the years that when they first come out and play these events are not really that good. But they hang out, they practice, they ask the good players to hit with them, and within 2 or 3 years, all of a sudden those guys are starting to win matches.
That's right.
And they're starting to develop.
Right.
You just got to put the time in. It's a big point that Brent had out, I think. That's tough.
It's very tough.
That's tough. I thought Paul played a really good point.
Interesting. Larry decides to serve and volley for
down
first time.
Point, What a good tactic. He hadn't done it all day. Paul's been pumping the return back, and Larry snuck in.
Baby.
That's a great point.
Baby.
That's a great point.
A lot of.
Paul's really moving well, though, I think. He's getting a lot of balls that Larry's not used to coming back.
Well, Larry's showing off the forehand slice a couple times in that point.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was close.
The match feels kind of close.
It is.
But it's 4-1.
It's 4-1. One break, though. Paul needs to hold 4-2, makes it.
Yeah, so here with Phil Landauer from Destin, Florida, who's helping us out with some commentary. And Phil has won dozens of national titles. Yesterday, added another one with the 60 Hardcourt doubles with Brian Cheney. So congratulations, man. That's good.
Thank you.
Ooh, there's a good shot.
See how low he stayed on that?
And that's where he really sort of stepped forward and picked the ball up off.
He caught that early.
So it's going to be another hot day today. It's going to get over 90 today. You know, we're talking about being fitter, and you know, this is you know, an obvious fitness deal here. Is that the heat can really.
Well, you see, every point is a battle.
Right.
I mean, you got to be able to do that for 2.5 hours.
Right.
I think both these guys are fit. I know Larry plays in Florida. He's used to the heat.
Right.
Paul's in great shape. He comes down, spends 4 months of the year down here. So
Right.
Plus, don't you hate skinny guys like that are in great shape?
Well, what's your excuse? My God, I mean, what, do you just went indoors? No. So talk a little bit about technique with Larry's slice backhand. I mean, it's pretty copyable, and it's something that you could look at the hey babe, you know, it's something that you could, you know, really pick apart the fundamentals and say, you know, you could teach this backhand.
I think so. I think it's a show you could teach. You know, I'm interested. There's a lot of different slices. You know, a lot of the young instructors really get that racket way up high and really slice. And I'm more of an old school Ken Rosewall type, where you slice through the ball and the ball hits and moves through the court.
It's not really a high to low.
No, it's more of
right.
Through the ball, but the guys that do the high, that was a great service.
That's a big hold right there. You know,
now it's 4-2. I mean, now we got a match here. Larry would like to be serving at 5-1.
That's true. That's true.
Paul's in the hunt here. But you know, Larry, I don't know if it's his height or what, but he seems to get a lot of leverage with not that much effort.
He's a lot of pressure against the ball.
Yeah, I mean, and that I'm telling you, that's a heavy ball. It doesn't look like he's
doing that much.
On it.
Right.
Sorry. Okay, Brent, what's Paul going to do? Is he going to come
Paul,
out?
second serve. Yeah, this might be the time. First point, get in.
Great point.
That's a pretty rough forehand, taking him off the court like that.
Yeah.
You know, I
He
think
gets you in trouble with his backhand, and then you end up hitting the ball short down the middle of the court, and then he's got the weapon to do something with it.
well, I was just going to comment on that forehand right there by Larry that really takes the opponent off the court early. And it's one shot we don't practice very much. I mean, you get so many opportunities in a match where you get that relatively short ball on your forehand side over by the sideline. And I just see guys just not really practicing that short angle.
Some good advice about 4 years ago. I was real big on hitting the cross court and down there. He said, that's all good, and I still do it. He said, you got to practice the shots you have to hit in matches. And just what you're saying is we don't practice getting that short ball and doing something with it.
Right. Right.
You know, and pretty tennis. That's pretty tennis.
Yeah, I mean, he's just working the point, working the geometry of the court, and getting the guy into a bad position. And what's up, young man? That was good. That was good. The volley was the easy part of the whole formula.
Brent, here comes Brian Cheney. Brian must be thinking he's going to be on camera, because look at the way this guy's dressed.
This guy is one of the best
He's
dressed,
styled out. He's making us look better.
best organized. Good morning, Brian.
Good morning.
How are you?
Guys getting the sun out here?
We're getting plenty of sun. Yeah. Watching a good tennis match.
Are you on pause?
No. No, we're on live, man. What? Yeah.
Brent, I've got a trivia question to ask you.
Okay.
You know that Brian has won many, many national championships. You know his mother owns more national championships than anybody in U.S. tennis history.
I do know that. Dodo Cheney.
Dodo Cheney.
Uh-huh.
Can you name me the first American woman to win Wimbledon?
His grandmother.
Very good.
Thank you. Bundy. May Sutton or
May Sutton.
Bundy, right? Yeah.
May
1905.
1905.
1905.
You been watching this match?
Yeah, I got here after the first game.
What do you think?
And
So guys, we're here with Brian Cheney, who one of the all-time great senior tennis players, and he and Phil just won the doubles yesterday. Congratulations.
thank you.
What's your take so far in this match?
It's kind of going about how I expected, and Larry's able to keep the ball deep and keeping Paul off balance. I mean, Paul has a lot of good shots, and he's hit a couple good ones, but Paul's feeling the pressure of having to make a better shot than he's been used to.
Right.
And one of my favorite sayings is pressure is cumulative, and the pressure that Larry puts on is something that Paul's going to have to contend with. He's going to feel it. It's kind of like a boa constrictor. You just graduate around the neck, and it gets tighter and tighter and tighter.
So that's a good point. I mean, it's, Paul's feeling like he's got to do something a little bit out of his comfort zone, almost on every point probably.
Yeah.
And how does that work into your strokes? Does it make you a little over anxious in terms of wanting to end the point sooner? And
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And what Larry does so well is, if he gets into an extended point, he's used to that. And it's no big deal if the guy hits a good shot, I'll get it back defensive. And, I don't mind rallying 5 or 6 shots just to make sure that I get that ball in play. There's no sense of panic. Oh my goodness, the points lasted 10 shots. I better do something now.
Right.
So what?
Yeah. No, he's happy to just keep the ball worked around, and
He definitely works it.
he does.
But it's a good match. I mean, this is a great final for a great tournament.
Brian, I was commenting earlier that Larry's got the big forehand that he likes to really pop, but it's his backhand that works the guy over.
Yes.
Until he gets off of that, he'll get the shorter ball that then he can tattoo the forehand and finish the point. But his backhand is
Yes.
not only the little slide across court, but the slice down the line that tails away from you.
Right.
It takes its toll on your legs after playing
Right.
4 or 5 games.
Exactly. And then you when you're playing Larry, you look at this big opening down the line and think, okay, I'm just going to go down the line. And he's sitting there waiting. He takes 3 steps and big forehand.
He loves that forehand on the run down the line.
It's double set point.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So you played Paul in the quarterfinals.
Mm-hmm.
What did he do against you that he must have done something really well? I didn't see that match.
Yeah, he kept me moving his down the line shots, and he kept me moving, and I'm dealing with a little bit of a foot issue.
Okay.
And it was a lot of pressure from the standpoint of moving me around.
Right.
And and he hits some very good shots.
Did you play him on the center court?
Yes.
So that's probably more to his advantage in terms of being able to get the balls
I said earlier,
and
Brian,
getting you to move around.
I said earlier, I don't know if you agree with this, but this court has been resurfaced, and I hit on it. It's a little stickier than the outside courts.
Yeah, that wasn't a factor. It was
No,
great.
but
It
no,
felt-
I'm talking
felt
about
good.
this match here. I felt like in this match it slightly favored Larry. I felt Paul needed to get some free points off of his serve, and
I don't know what Paul's first serve percentage is, but I don't think it's that high.
that was a big serve.
That was a good serve.
And off of it, he was able to
Yeah.
attack. If you're not getting your serve in, it's hard to attack Larry because he keeps the ball so deep. You don't get a lot of opportunities. So. Of course, I don't think any of us go out and try to miss our first serve.
It's not really a great strategy.
Back to this.
That's just a tough return.
Yeah.
I mean, so close to the line.
Close line, you get that ball, you can elevate it so the one-handers,
I told Larry yesterday that the high looping shots will be a good play for him. Effective, yes.
Well, yesterday against Wesley, he didn't do anything other than the hard knifing backhand and the high looping forehand. And that was basically all he needed.
So, a little bit of pressure, second serve, set point.
Okay, you think Larry's going to bop this one, or is he going to just play it back and go from there?
Bop
Say
it.
he's going to bop it.
Good call. And the first set, 6-2 to Turville. Well, that was nice to have Brian before he was
Yeah. What a
taken
great
off.
guy. What a great guy.
Great guy, and I really learned a lot from him. Well, last year when we played doubles together here, but also down in Perth, Australia, the year before in 2009. When I played in the Cup team, and this guy's been so much experience, and just being able to be on the court as the designated coach with him was just a huge learning experience for me.
Well, and on top of that, he's a class guy. He's in all walks of life. He's a class guy, and to play doubles with him is an honor and a pleasure. And you never feel pressure that if you miss a shot that he's
Right.
dropping his racket or rolling his eyes. I mean, he's the most supportive guy you could ever.
That's right.
And to me, that's huge. So Brent, what's Paul got to do here?
Just going to ask you, what's he going to have to do in the second set
Well, he worked
to do
his-
something
he
different?
worked his tail off that set and lost 6-2. A lot of times you lose a set and you say, my strategy was okay, the execution just wasn't there. At this point, I thought his execution wasn't that bad. I think he's got to maybe feel a little something different at it, don't you?
Yeah, I just don't know what that would be.
So will you play a lot in Florida now for the rest of the summer?
Yes, I will.
Is there anything there now? Any
Well,
tournaments or
I'm
events?
going to run senior event that we play.
Well, I played so many that were lousy. I decided that it was stupid.
Great shot.
We're here with Steve Solomon, who's the tournament director here. Runs the 60 Hardcourt, also tournament director for the National Husband-Wife Grass in March. What else are you doing?
Not much.
Smart.
No, tennis-wise, just playing a little,
Right,
having
good.
a good time.
Good.
Hiking in the summer in the mountains. In
You guys are
Colorado.
living, you guys go to
Colorado.
Aspen,
We
is
go
that
to
right?
Aspen in the summer. And We do a lot of charity stuff in town that we don't tell anybody about.
Okay, good.
And, you know, it's fine.
How's
I like this.
You know, this is a big turning point here in this match.
where we love 30?
Yeah, love 30.
Love 1, love 30?
Love 1, and I see a little
I'm
frustration
going
in
to lose
Paul's.
another $5 there, I feel
I
like.
see a little frustration in Paul's eyes, and I don't know. At this point, I think maybe he should throw in a few serve and volleys, and
Well, he could be going through the same question you and I were just asking each other about, you know, what's he going to do different?
yeah.
Because he did play well
He played
in that
well
first
last
set.
6 too.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny, like Wesley goes, you know, he's a little slow, and I don't know, he may be slow, but he gets away from the ball so easily. The ball,
Yeah.
you ever
Yeah.
see him get jammed around on the baseline?
And he's usually always in good balance. You know.
Yeah. And he plays like a guy 6 foot tall. Really. Except for the serve.
I think it was Yogi Berra, and then later Patrick McEnroe said this, or no, John McEnroe said about Patrick in a match. It's getting late early.
Yeah.
If he doesn't have a quick
That was
turnaround-
Yogi.
If he doesn't have a quick turnaround here, this will be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's big edge.
Come on. Get him. There you go.
It's trouble. Oh, he's fat.
Well, he's just
Miss hit overhead on the line.
But the approach shot
Was
just peppered
perfect.
the line perfect.
Yeah.
And the ball came up about 2 inches.
Right.
That's pretty tough.
Yeah, that's his
Maybe it's not luck that he's a world champion.
I was watching Tarango play one day. They hit an approach shot wide, and he threw his racket down. He goes, God damn it. He says, you never hit an approach shot wide because you're not trying to make a winner.
That's a good shot. That's a good shot.
You don't see Larry do a lot, but he can now. He can hit over his backhand. Something he used to not be able to do.
Yesterday, in the last game of the match, Wesley serving, he came over 2 backhand returns to serve. And I asked him after the match, I said, you hadn't done that the whole time. How come? He says, well, I thought he was going to start serving and volleying. And so the first one, he ends up coming over to land short, and it sets up short. And then the last one, same thing happened, but Wesley missed it out wide. So 2-love in the second set.
I didn't realize that. I knew his backhand slice was really good, but I didn't realize his forehand was that good.
Yeah. I think most people say his forehand's his big weapon.
Yeah, well, I think so. But his backhand down the line is a great
But
shot.
the backhand gets you off balance and makes you work so hard. Because he can go down the line of the slice, or he can carve it and go short.
So on clay, he drop shots that
He drop shots a lot now.
Yeah, that's. So will you play with Tom next year?
I'll probably play with Tom some and Neil.
Is this Brian's last year?
Yes, he goes in 65s.
Tom's. I've known Tom a while.